Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on ABC News for the 2024 presidential debate. Tonight, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris will join us on the debate stage in order to have the first presidential debate between the two official nominees. On the 27th of June, there was a presidential debate between at the time, presumptive nominee Donald J. Trump and the other presumptive nominee Joe Biden, but Biden has dropped out of the race, and now here we are with the 2024 presidential debate between the two official nominees, Donald J. Trump and Kamala Harris. Before that we begin with the debate, I actually would like to review the rules with you. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer the question asked by the moderator. And after that, there's going to be, of course, a follow-up, and there's going to be a rebuttal, which is going to be 1 minute. And then, if the moderator wants, there can also be an additional 1 minute in order to clarify the answer of the candidate and in order to clear any doubts. Now, let's welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and the 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Let's start with what voters consider to be their biggest concern, the economy. Under your watch, prices of everyday goods have gone up. What do you tell to voters who want a more affordable life?
So we are the greatest economy in the history of our country. It had never been so good. It's never been so good. And then crook Joe Biden and comrade Kamala Harris came and destroyed it. When I'm elected, what I will do is what I was doing, which basically means that I will bring and lower the prices of everyday goods once again. Because now the problem is that U.S. citizens can't afford groceries anymore, and that's what has been destroying the great country which we live in. It's a fading nation. That's all Biden's and Kamala's fault, because they destroyed our economy. They destroyed everything. Illegal immigration has absolutely skyrocketed under their watch. They've done nothing, and what you have to understand is that if if Kamala Harris is elected president, you won't have a country anymore. And it's going to become a dictatorship because she's a communist. She's literally a communist. What I will do to bring back the economy to its great days and make America great again is lower the prices again, help the middle class, help everybody with tax cuts, no tax on tips, which is a policy that has been stolen by the person I'm speaking with now, who's stolen my policy. She's got no policies. She's been the Democratic nominee for almost 2 months and she's not shown a policy. Not one. And she's only stealing mine. And that tells a lot. So yeah, what I will do is cap taxes as I was doing and help America to bring the economy back how it was before. Prices have gone up. That's true, prices have gone up. But if elected, I will bring them down. We want to build the middle class. Because when the middle class is strong, the whole economy and America is strong. So we want to build the middle class. We will lower prices. We have already done amazing with jobs. Since President Biden and I took office, took charge, and got into office, 60 million jobs, 16 million jobs have been created, 16 million new jobs. And President Trump left us with the worst economy, one of the worst economies ever. It was in free fall. It dealt badly with COVID. And the American people deserve better and deserve to have a president who cares about the middle class, about lowering prices, rather than cutting taxes for billionaires. I will cut taxes, no tax on tips anymore, which will help the economy. And on top of all, most importantly, I will build the middle class. We will build the middle class. We will make the middle class stronger than it's ever been. And that's how we will build America. That's what we will do. And that's what I will try to do, and that's what I will do. I will implement policies which help the middle class. That's what I will do. Yes, absolutely.
Now let's go to immigration. In the last 3.5 years, the amount of illegal immigrants who have entered the USA has drastically increased. What will you do to stop the border crisis?
So, immigration is a big issue in America now because of Biden's and Harris' terrible job. Under my watch, when I was president of the United States of America, there were far less illegal immigrants who were crossing our border, and now we have millions of illegal immigrants which have crossed our border. You said that there were 9 million. I mean, I read some article which was saying that it was 9 million. It's not 9 million. I think we're talking about 15 to 20 million. But even if it were just 9 million, it would still be a disaster. So what I will do is build the wall. I will finish to build the Great Wall which I was building. And by the way, I don't know whether the person I'm talking with in this debate, I don't know if the Democratic nominee is in favor of the wall or if she's not in favor of the wall, because she tweeted 5 or 6 years ago that she was against the border. And now she wants to build it. It looks like she wants to build it. She wants to build a wall in the border. But that's what we will do. She wants to have an open border, and she wants illegal aliens to pollute our country in order to win elections. That's what she wants. She wants to let them in order to win elections, in order to make sure that the corrupt Democratic Party wins all the elections. That's what she wants to do. What I will do to fix the border crisis is finish to build the wall and make sure that no undocumented person will vote and will get into our country. Again, I'm not against immigration in and of itself. I am against illegal immigration, which is a different thing. We will allow people in who can contribute to the development of America. But we cannot let illegal aliens pollute our country and steal and commit crimes of the likes which we've never seen before. So that's what I will do. So immigration, it's a big topic. We actually are doing a great job with immigration. We want to help the American families, and we also want to add value to our society by implementing and having more people into it, more good people. When it comes to the border, I've been to the border, and with the border, what we want to do is actually allow certain people to go in, and then don't allow other people to go in. We don't want human traffickers, we don't want drug dealers, we don't want any of those people. Excuse me, Mr. President, I'm speaking. Excuse me, I'm speaking. What we do want is to have a strong border, but what we will do differently is not separate sons from their families. We won't separate children from their parents. We won't do that. That's what Trump did. President Trump was separating children from their mothers and from their fathers, which is heinous. We will not do that. We will reduce the amounts of illegal immigrants who come in. And we will do that by checking who comes into the country. And if they can add values to society, we will allow them in. Otherwise, we won't. That's what we will do. But we will not enforce any type of law that separates children from mothers and children from fathers, like the person next to me has done and will do, if elected president.
This is a question for you, former President Trump. Will you accept the election result regardless of the outcome?
I will accept the election result if it's a fair and great election. If it's a fair election, absolutely. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar. I accept results as long as they're fair. If the election is fair, if the election doesn't have illegal aliens and dead people voting, I will absolutely accept the result. But if there are going to be illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants voting, I will not accept the election. And by the way, let me say one thing. She is the worst nominee in the history of our country. There's never been a nominee as bad as her. And she says I'm a threat to democracy. I'm not a threat to democracy. She is more of a threat to democracy than I am. Because let's think about this. She became the Democratic nominee with 0 votes. With no votes. Nobody voted for her. And she was responsible with her Democratic friends she was responsible for making a coup on the president, Joe Biden. So I'm not a threat to democracy. I will accept the election result if it's a fair election. And I think that we should ask her some questions about how she became the Democratic nominee suddenly with 0 votes. That's what we should ask. We shouldn't ask me whether I will or not accept the election result, because I will if it's fair. We should ask Comrade Kamala Harris how she became nominee with 0 votes. That's a pretty non-democratic way of becoming a nominee, I think. So that's what we should be asking ourselves, really. And we have to make America great again. That's the key.
This is a question for you, Vice President Kamala Harris. How can you guarantee that you will implement the policies you didn't implement as Vice President?
So we passed many laws. In my and Biden's administration, the largest action, the biggest action to combat climate change was taken. The biggest amount of money ever spent in order to combat climate change was under our administration. And the person I'm speaking to has done nothing for climate change, which is one of the biggest issues for the next 50 years and for the next century. That's really important. We have to remember that really well, I think. And another thing, with the economy, Trump is the only president in history who has left office with fewer people having jobs in the history of our country, or in the last 50 years at least. On the other hand, we created the most jobs we ever created. We created the most jobs we created the most jobs ever created by an administration, and it's not done yet. If I elect the president, I will lower the prices of daily goods, which is what we've been doing right now. We're working on that. Bidenomics works, and Kamala nomics will work even better. We believe that. We truly believe that. We will have families. We will have the middle class. And most importantly, we will not ban abortion. We will not have fewer people working. We will have more and more people working and providing and elevating this nation, America, the greatest nation in the world, which if Trump is elected, will forever, if Trump is elected president, is a threat to democracy, and that's not good. On the other hand, I will save democracy if elected and prevent democracy from being eradicated from Trump.
Let's talk about women's reproductive rights, and more specifically, abortion. What will you do in regards to abortion and women's reproductive rights?
So, when it comes to abortion, what I will do is bring back the decision to the states. The states will decide whether or not the people of their state will have abortions or not. That's what I will do. I will do that. I think that abortion, I'm not like completely against abortion. I don't want to put an abortion ban, like she says, and she lies about this all the time. She lies, I don't. She lies about this abortion stuff. I don't want to ban abortion for the country. I want each state decide whether they want abortion or they don't. But I think that the states should decide whether they want abortion or not. That's the most democratic way to have abortions and to decide whether abortions should be legal or illegal. But she lies about everything. She lies about that. She lies about Project 2025. I have got absolutely nothing to do with Project 2025. I don't even know what's written there. She says I want an abortion ban for the whole country. That's simply not the case. I don't want to ban abortion, and I don't want to make it legal either to the whole country. What I want to do is to have the states decide what they want to do with abortion. Each state decides whether abortion is legal or not, and up until what point if it's legal. So when it comes to abortion and women's reproductive rights, if President Trump is elected, he will pass an abortion ban, and he will make abortion legal. President Trump, do you know that there have been parents, there have been mothers who couldn't do an abortion because of the laws you passed, because of that. Parents who died, people who died because they couldn't do abortions. You should feel disgusted for that. So what we will do with abortions? He will ban abortion nationwide if he's elected. So what we will do with abortion is make sure that the mothers can choose whether they want to keep their child or not. That's what we will do. We'll do that. And we will not ban abortion
We will not ban abortion completely, because we will have mothers dying because they couldn't have an abortion. And the lives of mothers matter. The lives of mothers matter. That's really important. That's something we have to remember. And President Trump and Project 2025 want to ban abortion because they don't care about women's reproductive rights and the rights of women. We will make abortion legal until a certain point, so that families, so that mothers can choose whether they want to have the child or not. We don't want to endanger the lives of mothers because of an abortion ban, which is what Trump and Project 2025 will do if elected president. Now I ask each candidate to make their final statement to the audience and to tell the voters why they should vote for them and not the other candidates.
4 years ago, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We were being hit by COVID. We dealt with COVID exceptionally. And my first term was fantastic. It was great for the American people. Americans were able to buy groceries. What I tell to voters is to vote for Trump if you want affordable groceries, if you want to be able to have groceries, if you want to have hope for the future instead of a communist country. If you want free speech, you will vote for me. If you want free speech in this country, you have to vote for Trump. Because if you vote for Harris, you won't have free speech. And this country will stop being a democracy. It will begin to be a communist country in a way we've never seen before. So I'm going to make America great once again. And I'm going to make it fast. The Biden-Harris administration has destroyed some things which we did in our amazing first term, but we will bring them back. We will stop illegal aliens from invading our country. We will lower the prices of everyday goods, and we will make this country affordable once again. That's what I will do. That's what I promise to do. And if you elect me as president, you won't have any of the things I've said. What you will have is a communist country where people aren't capable and cannot afford to buy a basket of groceries. So that's why you should all vote for Donald J. Trump, and that's why we will make America great again. And I will help the American people. She wants to sink them.
America's future depends on you voters, you the people watching at home. It really depends on you. It does. You can choose between an attorney, you can choose between a judge, you can choose between an attorney, or you can choose between a felon. Choose carefully, choose wisely. And if you are part of the middle class, we will build the middle class. We will rebuild the middle class. We will keep rebuilding the middle class. And we will prevent President Trump to ever become president again. We will keep him be a former president. That's what we will do. We will build the lower class. We will lower the prices of everyday goods. We will control hate speech and misinformation on online posts. We will protect women's reproductive rights. We will defend you, the people. We will make America respected all over the world by all the leaders. That's what we will do. We will make sure that that is done. And most importantly, we will save our democracy. Because President Trump is a genuine threat to democracy. He's a threat to American security. He's the man who, if he loses, which he will, won't accept the result and will cause another insurrection to happen. That's the person we're talking to. A person who's committed multiple crimes, who shouldn't even be here, who shouldn't even be allowed to run.
I will make sure that we beat him, and I will make sure that we build the middle class, and we make it stronger than it's ever been, and we make it better than it's ever been, and we won't, and we're not going back. We aren't. You voters, vote for me if you want to have a strong, beautiful, and loving America, because there is hope. And Trump, and President Trump only spews hate. No, we don't do that. We're all for all and hope. So vote for us and vote wisely. Never forget.